right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. The conversation continues. Now we're talking about the cracks and the conditions that are happening on both sides. And Simon, I'll start with you on this one. So both sides have already named a pseudo-cabinet of some sorts in different positions. And one of the conditions for Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi is to get 70% of the Western voting bloc for him to become the chief cabinet minister. 2022, the numbers in Western are 2.71 million registered voters.
Correct.
Are you confident that Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula will deliver 1.8,097,000 votes? That's the exact number. 1,897,000 votes.
Thank you, Trevor. Just before I answer that, there's something that my brother alluded to that I would want to respond to. Fred is talking about the agenda, the Azimio agenda, and have heard you touch a few things here and there. But I think it's very important for viewers to understand that Kenya Kwanza Coalition is very, very deliberate on making sure that every region in Kenya is economically empowered based on the economic activities of those regions. And that is how you saw that we welcomed Governor Kingi and his party, or the Party of Action, PA, on the basis that the moment we take over government, the coast region, specifically when it comes to issues to do with the coconut industry, and making sure it is revamped, it is industrialized, and market for the products is an agenda of government, have been captured in a coalition agreement. The same thing when you look at the three founding parties in Kenya Kwanza, the issue of the economic agenda for the regions is very, very clear. Such that we are talking about reviving the sugar industry. We are talking about minimum return guarantees for all our cash crops. We are talking about making sure that every investment that is done within the limits of financial management. We don't overborrow. We don't use financing public projects as a conduit for corruption. And I'm surprised that Fred, you can even mention that we are not keen on the corruption agenda. If you've been listening to Musalia Mudavadi, even way before we joined the coalition, the issue of making sure that there is proper accountability for public funds has been very key on our agenda. And we could not have come together as Kenya Kwanza if the issue of tackling corruption and misuse of public funds would not be addressed as a party. So I thought it's very important that I don't just allow Fred to mislead Kenyans on that particular issue. When it comes to the issue of what we've discussed, it's a public document, Trevor. Anybody can access it. It is registered with the Register of Political Parties. The other day you rang me very early in the morning when I was in traffic, and I answered you. And I told you that our agreement and whatever we've negotiated for as a party is not pegged on any percentages of votes. But as a coalition, we have done our calculations and we have seen what number of votes and the percentages we need in every region. But it is not a precondition that we must fulfill A, B, C, D, so that then whatever we have bargained for can be granted to us. So I think it's important that this is not taken out of context. We are saying our calculation for winning is scientific. Politics actually is a science, and we have done our maths right, and we know what numbers we need where. And with the coming in of Kingi, for example, we are expecting that the match we need from that side is 35% of the votes from the coastal belt. So I think it's important for viewers to understand it is not a precondition. It is our calculation as a coalition of the percentage of votes that we need. And whose job is it to deliver? Maybe that's what I should answer. It is the work of the entire coalition leadership. Such that we will not say that my party leader is Excellency Musalia Mudavadi and Senator Wetangula, who is the party leader for Ford Kenya, would be left on their own. And then everybody else folds their hands and says, okay, let us see how they are going to fare in Western region. No, we are going to do it as a team. As you've already seen, we will go there using bicycles, using wheelbarrows, using choppers, using vehicles, walking, talking to people, and convincing them why we must have a Kenya Kwanza government. So it is not a responsibility, or it is not it will not be left alone to ANC and Ford Kenya.
Yeah.
It is a concerted effort of the coalition leadership to deliver a win. And I told you the other day when you called, I said, how would we even, for example, say we will have 30% of government if we don't have the government first? Okay. So the first thing is to win the government, and it is a concerted effort. I think I've answered you to that extent. Yeah.
Fair point. And Okango, on your side, Senator Gideon Moi actually was seen out of KICC with Kalonzo Musyoka. What is going on in the Azimio coalition? Is it still going to hold?
KICC?
Yes. Senator Gideon Moi was apparently seen at KICC.
He's always seen with Kalonzo everywhere.
And left to join Kalonzo with during the SKM.
But he maybe can confirm the venue.
He was seen on both sides. So the question is Azimio going to hold, or are they running their own parallel journey?
Trevor, before I answer that question, it's unfortunate that our good friend Musalia Mudavadi is now being given sales targets to deliver before occupying office that he feels it suits him. It's unfortunate that our good friend Amason Kingi is given a sales target to deliver. I can tell you, those sales targets that have been given to them are very heavy. They will not deliver. It is impossible. And that's how they'll fail. But to answer your question...
Nani, I beg to interject. Nani, I have
to answer our question,
Fred, there is nothing... I have signed that agreement. And there is nothing...
Okango, let Gikuru clarify this.
Yes, there is nothing in that agreement that is pegged on whatever percentages.
I hear you.
Those are calculations for the entire coalition.
Okay.
Those targets, they look like sales targets because if you don't achieve them, most likely you will not win the election. And that's why I insist there are targets that must be achieved for them to win the election. They are key to them. They will not achieve.
You again, Fred. Just
now, you have asked a question. If you have been keen, by now you should have noticed the role of Senator Gideon Moi, who's my national chairman, in this national election. Senator Gideon Moi has been very consistent in his politics. He is a gentleman who doesn't speak much, but at the background, he does so much. And that's how he has managed to bring this party to the level where we are talking about it today. Senator Gideon Moi was at KICC. Actually, I was with him at KICC, and I was with him at SKM Center, Command Center. The reason why that happened is because Azimio la Umoja believes in unity. Azimio la Umoja believes in democracy. Azimio la Umoja believes in unusawa. Those are our policy elements that we cannot run away from. As a party, Kenya African National Union, KANU, we believe in peace, love, and unity as a riding philosophy. We cannot run away from that. Inclusivity is key. We are committed, and let me put it clear, as Kenya African National Union, KANU, we are committed to the aspirations and the ideologies of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. We believe that we shall form government, we shall support our candidate, and we shall win seats not only as political party KANU from the members we have fielded that we are going to encourage to run, but also our partners. Gideon Moi has made it clear that he will leave no one behind. He is going to ensure that those who we are similar in our ideologies must come together for the sake of this country. That is the role that Gideon Moi has been playing.
So who
Senator
is he
Gideon Moi
is he supporting Kalonzo or supporting?
I am saying, and I'm telling you, Senator Gideon Moi and Kalonzo Musyoka are not just political partners, they are also friends. Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga are just not competitors. They are also friends. And we are saying in this election, the unity of Kenyans is more important than any other thing. The politics at the national level, where Senator Gideon Moi, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Raila are, is played at a different level. That is what is worrying Kenyans. For us who support them, who advise them, who speak to them, we are saying to you today that this election is an election that will be won by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. In politics, there are so many interests. There are so many negotiations. There are so many push and pull. And it doesn't negate the fact that our unity is more important, and that's what Senator Gideon Moi is doing. Senator Gideon Moi is the unity factor, is the bridge that will bring all those that we are ideologically congruent together. Okay. That is a job that he has done as a roaming diplomat. We congratulate him because he's doing it so well.
So how is he uniting the two teams when he's on both sides? So is one time ACC, then
Trevor,
SKM Center?
At the risk of revealing, and I'm not going to do that, I can tell you that let's allow Senator Gideon Moi Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, Raila Odinga, and others to do what they do best. That job will come to fruition very soon. And I can tell you, our opponents are taking advantage and celebrating too early.
Let me bring up a statement. Tell me if this is a statement that you're aware of. It says from KANU. Part of it, it reads that I wish to take the opportunity to reassure individually and collectively that we are focused on the unity of all Kenyans in line with our party values and peace, unity, inclusivity, and prosperity. But there's one line there that says we are actively engaged in bringing together all our political partners with whom we share ideologies. Are there cracks in the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance? Direct question.
There are no cracks.
So why is he trying to bring...
And that statement, I don't know how the media got it, but that statement was sent to our candidate. And that statement explicitly says that as a party, we are engaged through the leadership of Senator Gideon Moi to bring together anyone who believes in the same ideology like we believe. And I've outlined the ideology. That is what he's talking about. Kalonzo Musyoka believes in the ideology. Martha Karua believes in ideology. Jirongo believes in ideology. Raila Odinga believes in ideology. That is the job that Senator Gideon Moi is doing. But as a party, we are saying, as we are winning as KANU in our elective seats, we must win with the people of Kenya and we must win with our partners. That job is not finished. It will be finished very soon when we win this election.
That statement also further says, my appeal is that we all go out and win together for our party and country.
Absolutely.
Is he appealing to Kalonzo Musyoka?
He is appealing to all our partners. But specifically, when you see Gideon Moi work with Kalonzo, it means that these are gentlemen who believes in this country. These are gentlemen who believe in the idea that Kenya is bigger than all of them. So it is not something that we can make joke about. And people, when Kalonzo Musyoka went and veiled his running mate, I think no one would stop that because Kalonzo Musyoka has got political rights. And Wiper can speak about that eloquently. They said that they had submitted the name of, Kalonzo Musyoka as a Wiper candidate way before. They said that. But along the way, something changed, and we all joined Azimio from Oka, became Azimio la Umoja One Oka. That had changed. When negotiations were tough, he said that they are going to go their way, and those discussions were at that level. As we speak today, I am very confident that there are other discussions that are still going on. You know what? In politics, a day in politics is like 1,000 years. And let me tell you, something that Kenyans must watch out for. They must watch out for Azimio la Umoja One Kenya winning. And the strategy for winning this election is not one. Because for you to arrive at the CBD, you can come from Muranga, you can come from Homa Bay, you can come from Kajiado, but at the end goal, the target is arriving at CBD. Okay. I know you should understand that.
Do you realize that the movement of Kalonzo might weaken the Azimio la Umoja coalition?
Actually, Trevor, I wanted to interject and request you to spare Fred a lot of explanation. Because when he says there are no cracks in Azimio One Kenya, it's like when you are young people, young children, and you go to the sugar jar. You want to lick some, and then sugar is all over your face, all over your lips. You're saying you've not eaten the sugar. It's very clear that Azimio is actually disintegrating. It is disintegrating fast. And we are not surprised because, remember, Trevor, you've invited us here over and over, and we have always said that one of the reasons why NASA had to disintegrate is because of the deficit of trust. And you can see, if you look at the manner in which Kenya Kwanza has been operating, total openness. We are saying we are a coalition of the willing. We are a coalition of the free, as opposed to our friends, whereby if you come to Kenya Kwanza, we execute documents on the table. We discuss our documents with our partners. We engage you, we tell you, this is how we want it to be. And then you say, no, this is how we think it should be. It is a negotiation. And then we reach a point and we say, fine, let us execute. You get your copy on the spot, we get our copy on the spot. But if you look at the underhand dealings that surrounds the way they operate, whereby you are only, I'm told they're only given the back page that has a signatory part.
Again, propaganda.
Sign, and then after that, you're told, we will not give you the document. The reason why BBI collapsed, because the entire BBI period, His Excellency the Deputy President including Raila Odinga, they never had a copy of the BBI document, and that is why you could see when we went to Bomas, Baba was talking about issues in the BBI that were not in the final draft because he had not had the access to the document. So what am I saying? Azimio is crumbling. It's crumbling very fast, and we don't expect Azimio to go anywhere, just like the BBI never went anywhere. Because
Trevor,
when it comes to issues of engaging your partners, you want to be a little bit more forthright. You want to be open. You want to be sincere. And that is why when we joined Azimio Kenya Kwanza, for example, from our end, Musalia Mudavadi and Senator Moses Wetangula knew what they wanted for our respective parties from day one. And that is why you've seen we are actually beneficiaries of the insincerity, of the deficit of trust, of the conmanship, of the political arm twisting in Azimio. Why would, for example, Governor Alfred Mutua leave Azimio in half and come and join us? Why would, for example, Governor Amason Kingi leave Azimio and come and join us in half? Why would, for example, Speaker Justin Muturi, who is seen and portrayed as a Bonson Bade for President Uhuru Kenyatta, leave those people and come and join us? I would want Fred Okango to tell us why Moses Kuria, who is the MP, the area MP for President Uhuru Kenyatta, is not following his leader to Azimio, and he's coming to us.
Yeah.
I have just met Senator Wamatangi here in the corridors, and he's been chief whip for Jubilee, but he's with us. Okay. Come on, Fred. You can shout. No, let me just do my point. You can shout on top of your voice here how Azimio is going to win, and you can, use very nice words that you learned in law school. I think you're a very good orator. I actually congratulate your English teacher. But my friend, it's not about the good English here. It's about the people. It's about where Kenyans' hearts are. Look here, Trevor.
Yeah.
Kenya Kwanza, I have told you, is a coalition of the free, of the willing, and of the winning. Okay. And that is why, Trevor, you see that Kenyans from across, it's not about ethnicity. It's not about ethnicity. Yeah. It's not about Dharam Kamau. Okay. It's not about someone is Kiprotich. It's about the aspirations of Kenyans. And I must tell you, William Ruto has captured the imaginations of Kenyans, and he has changed the politics of this country going forward. Okay. Whereby, it's not, you used to say, oh, Kikuyus, oh, Kalenjins. No, the Hustle Nation is cutting across all these kind of political groupings. Okay. And that is why come August, he will be sworn in as president of the Republic.
Okango, as you respond to Gikuru, has the departure of Kalonzo Musyoka punctured your ambitions for the Ukambani vote?
Let me respond to Gikuru first, because he has spoken so many things that really means nothing. Actually, he's verbose. But this is what I'll tell Gikuru. I agree with him that politics is about negotiations. And that's why you see the negotiations have been taken a notch higher. Sometimes you take a break and check, do I really negotiate for myself, for my community, for my people, or who am I negotiating for? And if it is true that negotiations are part of politics, then there's nothing wrong happening in Azimio. And that's why I insist, Azimio La Umoja One Kenya is still intact. The name has not been deregistered, the coalition has not been degazetted, and their wish is that it does, but it will not happen. Number two, these gentlemen and ladies from Kenya Kwanza have been consistently pushing Kalonzo Musyoka and using Kalonzo Musyoka as a campaign tool. That is going to fail. Because, they're doing that to get the massive voter, the registered voters in Ukambani. The Ukambani voters have said, we will not vote for people with questionable character. We will not vote for people who are not abiding by the integrity values. We will not vote for people who are not going to strengthen devolution. We will not vote for people who are not talking about ending theft of public money. That vote block in Ukambani does not belong to Gekuru and company.
But if that vote block is
just hold on.
Kalonzo, then you lose.
Why are you pushing the Kalonzo ticket?
Because he already has a running.
Okay, just hold on. So what I'm saying, Trevor, is Simon Gikuru has also mentioned Alfred Kingi, Muturi, and the other gentleman. I can tell Simon, for us in Azimio One Kenya, we believe that people have got political rights. You cannot deny them that opportunity. You must give them that right to go and participate in the election. That is what we believe in. But we also believe in, when Alfred Mutua left, Alfred Mutua signed a deal with them at night, then came to a press conference in the morning. Amason Kingi and the team signed with them a deal, then came to press conference. So they have been meeting these people all through at night, and we know that. And they took some of our partners, and we wish them the best, and we recognize that there are worthy competitors. We're not going to fight that. But you have asked a pertinent question. Does the exit of Kalonzo, if at all it is there, puncture Raila Odinga's vote basket? I've said if at all is there. I want to tell you that the negotiations that are going on in terms of ensuring that we put these hands in the safest hands, we put this country in the safest hands, are not going to allow that to happen, because that is a wish list from their end. And Kenyans must listen to me now, and this is what I'm saying. I am putting it clearly that this country needs Kalonzo, these countries need Gideon Moi, they need Raila Odinga. Because of that fact, I don't think in their wildest imagination, the Kenya Kwanza, that they will want to just sit and wait to see Raila Odinga win. They will fight it. That's why they are fighting it. For us, we are brave enough to accept that people might have political decisions, people might have political rights, and you must give them. Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka and Gideon Moi and Martha Karua were aware that Kalonzo Musyoka was going to name his running mate. Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga meet frequently and they talk. Gideon Moi meet frequently with this gentleman and they talk. That do not stop them from, making decisions that are independent. The decision that was made by Kalonzo Musyoka was an independent decision, and that decision can be reviewed. All I'm saying is that as it is today, there is nowhere that some of these parties that Gikuru and company would want to exit Azimio have written officially to say they are exiting. And as a matter of fact, we are going into an election that we have got very few days. And those few days, what we are putting together as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya is the unity within and without. We are saying that they should not be looking at a few challenges that we are facing and forgetting the war within them. Kithure Kindiki, who was actually tipped to be the best nominee for DP in their camp, gave a statement and said he's taking a break. We are told by media reports that they took 17 hours to just arrive at as a candidate. An exercise that they said it is as easy as taking juice. And today, and that day, what did happen to them? They took 18 hours. So the challenges within Azimio and the challenges within Kenya Kwanza are more or less political challenges that are similar. But they cannot take advantage of that.
Okango, just clarify one thing. So you said that the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya alliance, there's no cracks, and they're all moving together.
The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya, there's no cracks.
So who
they're
is the presidential
together.
Candidate then? Is it Raila Odinga and Martha Karua or Kalonzo Musyoka and Sunguli?
Trevor, the presidential candidate for Azimio la Umoja One Kenya is Raila Amolo Odinga. And that has been put in plain and white.
Kalonzo Musyoka
and Kalonzo Musyoka and the team, that is an issue in Wiper. Frederick Okango is in KANU. I speak for Senator Gideon and KANU. And I'm in the larger Azimio. And I am privy to information that many of you might not be privy to. And that information is not for this show. That information is meant at another level to ensure that we secure whatever we can secure within this arrangement. That information will come at the right time.
So
all we are saying, at the end of the day, the troops will be aligned. And I can assure you, at the end of the day, Raila Amolo Odinga will be sworn in as the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. At that time, William Ruto, his boss, and Musalia Mudavadi will be conceding and accepting. I can also predict in this show that majority of the members of parliament that will win will work with the government of the day of Raila Amolo Odinga, because Raila Amolo Odinga believes in the unity of this country. He has demonstrated that all his life. Senator Gideon Moi keeps telling us that in this country, the most important thing is inclusivity. And inclusivity requires that you reach out to even your enemies and talk to them and tell them, we are doing this for the purpose of for the benefit of Kenyans. They are doing this for their own selfish gains. And that's why when they go to Kambani, they climb on the podium and start inciting the Wakamba that you know you are not wanted, you are being subjected to this. That is not true. I want to speak to the people from our regions all over, and particularly to the people from SKM region, Ukambani. This election is your election too, and no one can incite you, and no one can deny you your right. You have a right to run, you have a right to do whatever you want to do within the law, but this time, what we are saying, we are one. And those elements of unity will soon come out, and you'll see that for sure we were one, we'll remain one forever.
Okay.
Wow.
Gikuru, I see you have a lot of rebuttal on this.
It is quite a hard job to defend a crumbling house like Azimio. And I had requested you to spare this gentleman. I think he even needs a glass of water because he's just denying the obvious. And
you know, it is in their wish that this crumb, it is not going to happen.
Let him finish.
You see, you've not answered the question who is the presidential candidate, because Trevor...
No, I did. Trevor, I did. It's Raila Odinga.
Yeah.
Trevor is asking you, there is Odinga Karua, there is Kalonzo Sunkuli. And I pity you, brother, because clearly you have been tasked to do an impossible job. The good thing is that Kenyans are not fools, Kenyans are open-minded, Kenyans are very, you know, emancipated people, and they can see the obvious. But Trevor, I think it's important that I put this point across. You see, in a marriage situation, if I wanted to divorce my wife, or my wife wanted to divorce me, and then I keep insisting and denying them divorce, I think it will not prevent her, as much as probably I'll have the certificate of marriage locked somewhere in a safe. It will not prevent her from living her life out there. And I think that is the classical example of what's happening in Azimio la Umoja, whereby people have been made to sign commitments and coalition documents purportedly legally binding them, while clearly it is unconstitutional, it is illegal, it is even against basic freedoms of association, because you cannot force me into an association, Trevor. It's very clear in the Constitution. Basic freedoms, chapter 4, basic freedoms and human rights, freedom of association. There is no way you can purport that you want to force me and fix me in a coalition document that I must now support you, and my supporters and my team and political party must stick with you. Classical example of trying to deny a divorce. It will not prevent the other partner from living their lives. As a matter of fact, Trevor, if today, for example, I have a wife and I'm insisting that I will not grant them divorce, what prevents them from getting out and getting another man, living and even bearing children for that other man, as much as the certificate is locked up in a locker? That is the coalition agreement that Azimio has been forcing these other political parties into. The good thing is, if you look at most of the political parties that have executed that document, I would really not even shy off to just call them briefcase parties. Parties with not even a single MCA, parties with not even offices, parties that were registered in a record 1 day, 2 days, 1 week.
I think Trevor, you cannot allow. I mean, that's
Trevor,
not right.
Trevor, you protect me because when my friend was submitting, I have not interjected. I think it's only fair that you protect me, and thank you for that. So I think Fred is very excited, and he's having a very hard time. Clearly, everybody can see that. And I'm saying, you cannot perpetuate this kind of political conmanship, this kind of political indecency, and then you come on national TV and you still want to keep on defending the undefendable. I think Kenyans have woken up, Trevor. Kenyans have woken up, and Kenyans know what they want for themselves, for their future, for their children after their children. And that is why we are saying Kenya Kwanza is not just a coalition, as I said, of the willing and of the free. It is a movement that have captured people's wishes. We are saying we want young people to have decent paying jobs. We want young people to participate in the economic matrix. We want everybody to benefit from the input and participation in the economy. And Trevor, we are saying that we want to involve everybody in the rebuilding of our nation, as opposed to our friends here who want to perpetuate and to live in the old days, in the old glory. And allow me just to remind my friend here that I said earlier, Raila Odinga is a celebrated statesman. Clearly, you know, Give it to him. Martha Karua has had her contribution in national building, clearly. But now that is the past. Kenyans are looking into the future. And the future is William Ruto.
Okay.
The future is Rigathi Gachagua. The future is Musalia Mudavadi. So we don't need to keep emphasizing here how Azimio will win. No, we want to know, can you tell us what is your economic agenda?
Yeah.
What is it there for the young people? Look at this young man here. Fred is a hard-working young man. He is a lawyer. He's been with these people all this time, but they cannot bring him to the mainstream. Musalia Mudavadi just picked me the other day, and he has given me a whole party to run. That is the difference. When we form government, Trevor, you can be sure young people like myself in Kenya Kwanza will be on the table.
Okay.
Unlike this, when they take government, these are the people who will be, in case they took, which they're not, of course, he will be locked out. Okay. So it is very clear.
Hold on. Hold on one second. Let me bring in Newton. Newton Amas is now joining us online, Democratic Party spokesperson. Newton, a lot has been going on as we also gather a bit of feedback at Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya. Use the hashtag Daybreak. We'll read some of your feedback right after this. Newton, good morning. It's good to see you, but a lot has been going on. Let's hear your views on, first of all, the issues of the running mate and the choices on both sides. What do you make of that? Newton?
1, 2, 3.
All right, you seem to be having a bit of a sound challenge with Newton there. We'll get back to him in just a bit. But let's gather in some feedback at Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya. Use the hashtag Daybreak. We'll sample them in just a bit. Okango, you wanted to respond?
Yes.
And you can see even on the front page of the Daily Nation, there's the numbers that we're talking about. Ukambani now is at 1.69 million votes. In 2017, Raila and Kalonzo gathered 968,437. And Uhuru and Ruto gathered 174,579. If these two don't galvanize, will they split this vote, the 1.69 million, essentially losing out on the Ukambani voting bloc?
The question is, the condition is if. I can tell you that if will not happen. That issue will be addressed as soon as possible. And that is a discussion for another day.
So you're saying Kalonzo will not run for president?
I can tell you, Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, Gideon Moi, Martha Karua, and the team are very, very much confident that any challenges that are, we are experiencing today will be addressed. Number two, Trevor, I have listened to Gikuru speak. He has said so many things.
How will he be addressed when Azimio is collapsed?
He says that Kenyans, young people need decent jobs. For sure they do. They don't need wheelbarrows. He has said that most of the political parties that are in Azimio are briefcase parties. I'm not sure about that, but I remember till recently, before Gikuru was appointed, not elected as the SG of ANC, ANC was just as a small party as many that he is despising today. So Simon Gikuru wants to have his cake and eat it, and he will not. I will not allow him. Number three, Simon Gikuru is the same person who wrote a letter disputing the idea that Gachagua was going, or a Mount Kenya nominee would be the running mate to, William Ruto. And the same Gachagua responded on your TV show and say Mount Kenya is, the running mate issue is a foregone case. Then they went in a funeral and shook hands with Gachagua. So the challenges that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya are facing are similar to the challenges that they are facing. The only difference between us and them is that we know how to address our issues. We are so tactful, and even sometimes we give them what we call decoys, so that they run with the decoys, they celebrate, and then at the back room, we know what to do. I want to ask the people of Kenya, Trevor, that they have got a real choice to make. That choice is between those who want to progress this country and those who want to take this country back. That choice is between those who are for sure for the development of the country and make it sustainable by providing the socioeconomic needs that we keep talking about, that we have outlined in our manifesto that we launched, and those who give promises on the podium. Those who commit, who are us, and those who give empty promises. This election is like day and night. We are the day, they are the night. During the day, you can see your path. During the night, you will knock so many blocks. We want to ask Kenyans, don't knock any block. Go for the day, because during the day, everything is open. We are putting agenda on the table, and that agenda cannot be despised by people like Simon Gikuru. And he said that when we win this election, he will look for me. Unfortunately, when they win, I will not look for him. What I'll do, I will make it my duty to make sure that they work better. Because I am convinced that this is not their election. They will not win it. They have no capacity to win it. The numbers speak that, shows that the tides are changing. The numbers are going towards Raila Odinga. They said that they control the mountain. They said that Raila Odinga cannot climb the mountain. Raila today is at the top of the peak of the mountain and is speaking to his people at the bottom and telling them, guys, come all of us, because this country is for all of us. I want to ask that if there are challenges in the coalition, those challenges are addressed elsewhere. They cannot be addressed in this room.
Right.
And they cannot take advantage of what is happening in somebody's house and their house is already burning. Today, they have lost so much. The ticket that is exciting, this ticket of Martha Karua, is a ticket that they never saw coming. They are scampering. Their own women leaders have congratulated Raila Odinga. What does that show you? Kura ni siri, I can tell you.
So, Trevor, you see, I'm getting confused as the show keeps on going by, because now I don't know whether Fred is speaking for Kanu, or he speaks for Oka, or he speaks for Azimio. I think it's important to clarify, because my brother, I have been with you in many shows, but today you're confusing me a little bit. Another thing I think I need to address is that we are on national TV. The number of times you've kept insisting you're talking to Kenyans is overwhelming. We already talking to Kenyans. It's the biggest television, for goodness sake. So we're already talking to Kenyans. But Fred will keep saying Kenyans. We're already talking to Kenyans, Fred. But also clarify whether you speak for Azimio, for One Kenya, or for Kanu. Now, I think it's important that I respond to the issue of women within our ranks congratulating Martha Karua, as he has said, as Fred has put it. You realize that as a young lawyer, I think I also started by congratulating Martha Karua, because it is the civil thing, it is the politically mature thing to do. And congratulating Martha Karua, I even saw my senior, Professor Kithure Kindiki, congratulating Martha Karua. And for me, that is political maturity. She has been picked. It's a big achievement for herself. The
same way we congratulated Gidagi.
It's a big elevation.
Also did that.
So don't make it a big deal that women within our ranks have congratulated Martha Karua. That's okay. But I have told you, and probably I should repeat this because it seems a point escaped you. Azimio has picked Martha Karua. It's a good thing. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to Azimio. But William Ruto has said, out of 21 cabinet secretaries, 10 of them in Kenya Kwanza will be women. I have also reminded my brother here that in Kenya Kwanza, if you look at the way we have issued our tickets, and by the way, Trevor, it's important that we remind ourselves that the issue of devolution is a key issue when it comes to distribution of resources, distribution of governance, and even empowering people at the ground level, what we call mashinani. Because you can imagine, like in a county, for example, like Murang'a, they are receiving close to 7 billion per year. So if you multiply that in 5 years, that's close to that 5 billion per year. And we are saying in Kirinyaga, Kenya Kwanza has issued the governor ticket to a woman. In Kilifi, we have done the same to Aisha Jumwa. In Nakuru, we've done the same to Susan Kihika. In Embu, we've given the ticket for governorship to Cecil Mbarire. Come on. What other empowerment when it comes to women empowerment do you look at? So you cannot, Azimio cannot come anywhere close to Kenya Kwanza when it comes to embracing the women agenda. So I think it's important because Fred keeps saying that women within our ranks are congratulating Martha Karua.
It's a good thing, Simon.
It's a good thing and we must do it. But I think what I would want to probably also put across is that this election, Trevor, is going to redefine the politics of our nation. In the sense that William Ruto, my party leader, His Excellency Musera Mudavadi, did not come together because they wanted to share positions of power. They did not come together because they wanted to be this position or that position. And if you look at the openness within which you've carried ourselves, our coalition, Trevor, look at it. Let us look at it. Let us face it. I think I am the only young man who has appended his signature in a coalition government, in a coalition agreement that is going to define the politics and the leadership of this nation and give it to Musalia Mudavadi. So when you talk about getting young people and women in the ranks of our structures, we are not speaking of tomorrow. We are saying it has to start now. So, and I think that is a whole difference. And you find that young people from across now are calling and they are saying, wow, His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, His Excellency William Ruto have already depicted how their government will handle young people, will handle women, will handle people with disability, and will handle people from across all.
Guru, how can you say that they're not vouching for positions yet when all this started, you among the frontliners saying that Musalia Mudavadi should be given the deputy president? Also, Mudavadi himself negotiated for 30% of government plus the chief cabinet minister position. Kingi negotiated for speaker. Mutua negotiated for a cabinet position. How then do you say...
Wetangula negotiated for National Assembly speaker.
On whose behalf? That should be the question.
So they're getting...
On whose behalf? If you look at the coalition government, or rather agreement, we are saying that, for example, we want the coconut industry revived. If the coconut industry is revived in the coastal region, is it for Kingi and his children to benefit? It's for the entire population in the coast region.
But why don't you...
When we talk about reviving Mumia's sugar, Nzoia's sugar, making sure that this number of roads are done, making sure the coffee industry is revived, is it for Rigathi Gachagua or is it for the farmers in Mount Kenya region? When we say that we want minimum guaranteed returns for the coffee, tea and cotton, is it for Rigathi and people in Mount Kenya? It is for everybody.
You're evading my question.
I'm not evading your question.
30%
government. I am answering your question.
Have the answer.
So how is Mudavadi negotiating?
You are torturing this young man. He doesn't have the answer.
And 30% of government, and then you say that they don't want...
Let me ask you, for example, Trevor. Let me ask you, Trevor.
Yeah.
How would my party leader, His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, and Senator Moses Wetangula occupy 30% of government on their own? It is impossible. It is a negotiation for the parties and for our people. Okay? Because, for example, ANC is not about the party leader. Party leader, of course, is our inspiration. He is our father figure. He is the one guiding us. But when he says, for example, there is a 30%, he cannot sit on 30%. It means we'll have young people in that 30%. We'll have women in that 30%. We'll have our people who are in Wajir, in Garissa, in Mandera in that 30%. We'll have ambassadors in that 30%. We'll have parastatal heads in that 30%.
Yeah.
So it's a negotiation of distributing power.
But it's the one who gets to decide.
Come on, it's about the party, Trevor. I wish you could understand how we run our party, for example. I have not seen a magnanimous leader. I have not seen a leader who wants to really empower young people like Musalia Mudavadi. No. You'll not believe it. And like our friends here are sitting and saying, right, it's about Baba, it's about Baba and Baba and Baba. It cannot work like that.
We have heard you, and we have listened to you, and we agree with you that it is impossible for Mudavadi and Wetangula to get the 70%. That is self-admission, not me. He has admitted that they cannot get it. We have also heard you that you are now looking for positions, and like before when you told us, there's not about positions.
I think, don't misquote me. We have said one individual cannot occupy 30% in government.
Yeah. I'm not.
We are saying one or two individuals. Fred, just a minute.
Okay.
Fred,
allow me to
Fred, just a minute. We are saying when we negotiate for 30%, you don't expect that my party leader and Senator Moses Wetangula would occupy 30% as individuals.
Fair enough.
It's
so
about the
fair
parties.
Enough, as we finish.
Okay.
Fair enough. I know it is impossible for the duo from Western Kenya who are today spectators in UDA to get that percentage. And you can quote me this authoritatively. Number two, I also know that this country knows what to do come the day of election. And what they know is to elect a leadership that will secure their lives. Okay. They are very jittery about a government that is going to mistreat them. They are very jittery about a government that will not fight theft of public money. They are jittery about a government that will not give young people jobs and opportunity. He says that he has been given opportunity. Yeah. Myself, Trevor, I am one of the young people in this country that has been a privilege to get opportunity. I have spoken for the OCA coalition. I was given that opportunity. Today, I am in Kanu. I have been given opportunity by Senator Gideon Moi to speak for the party, and he involves me in decision making. Okay. We cannot be more grateful than that. We are now in Azimio. We have been given a platform opportunity to explain to the people of Kenya why it is Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. Himself, he says, he wonders, who do I speak for today? I can tell him, KANU is a constituent party in the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. Okay. Senator Gideon Moi, my chairman, is a council member and a key player in this election. And therefore, I am within my rights and within my capability and suitability to speak for them, for KANU, for Azimio la Umoja, because of that fact. Okay. Lastly, Trevor, it might be very strange for the people of Kenya not to have noticed that in this election, there are only two options. Okay. You either win or lose. Okay. But we are saying we are going to win it. How? We have an agenda. We have outlined it. They talk of an agenda, but they talk about it without telling Kenyans exactly how they'll arrive at it. Okay. We have an agenda. We talk about it, how we'll arrive at it. We have started demonstrating that we need women, and we are appointing them in positions of power. They are promising, we are committing. Okay. That is the difference.
All right, let me bring him some feedback really quick and then take closing remarks from you, 30 seconds each. We've run out of time. Let's bring up the feedback and see what you're saying. Purple Heart says, according to Okango, Karua will pull in all the women votes. Where were those women in 2013 and 2017? Well, is Fred in KANU, third party alliance, Oka? I find it hard to comprehend. Bottom line, women won't vote for a woman. They will vote for a leader. Okay. Chalu Woodrozy says, Gideon Moi is trying to play hide and seek kind of politics. He has learned very well from Kalonzo Musyoka. He should choose between Raila and Kalonzo whom to follow. Time is running fast and we still don't know where Gideon Moi is. Okay. Moses says, Fred should know that the departure of Kalonzo is a big negative effect in Azimio, but as Kenya Kwanza, tushajipanga, and we are also willing to work with Kalonzo. Bobo Tieno says, KANU behaving like a Wiper party leader, and I guess Azimio la Umoja and Okango shouldn't take it lightly and for granted. Okay? Kipleting says winning an election is all about numbers. Kenya Kwanza have managed to penetrate into areas it was traditionally Raila's stronghold. Azimio should not take Kalonzo's exit lightly. Classical example, Western Coast and Ukambani. Okay. Saul Twiga says, remind Gikuru that it is clear that for Mudavadi and Weta to be in Kenya Kwanza government, they have to deliver 70% from Western, of which it's impossible. I can tell you for free, those guys have been played. Okay. Gikuru, closing remarks, 30 seconds.
I think it's a very interesting debate, this, Trevor. Yeah. And I want to thank you for always inviting us. We have seen Mother Karua as a woman of many, many achievements. Yeah. But Fred, it's important for you also to note that she's notorious of walking out. She has walked out on Moi. She walked out on Moi Kibake. And we will not be surprised to see her, even before 9th August, walking out on Baba. So I think it's important that you also look at that aspect of her history as a lady who is known to walking out. But bottom line, that was on a lighter note. This election is going to be very defining. And as Kenya Kwanza, we have never been as confident as we are now that we are actually going to take this on round one. Yeah. If you look at the speed with which Azimio is crumbling, it is very evident that the House cannot hold. He has put it very clear that they're having challenges. Thank you for accepting you're having those internal challenges. And one of the challenges is that Kalonzo himself has named a running mate. We want to welcome Kalonzo into Kenya Kwanza. If you look at our coalition government that have appended my signature, there is a whole clause on inviting new members. We can use that clause to admit Kalonzo. After all, Kalonzo has suffered the same fate as my party leader. When you look at their history in NASA. So we want to encourage Kalonzo Musyoka, please stand your ground. Don't allow yourself to be twisted. Don't fall for political conmanship. And Kenya Kwanza will welcome you with open hands. Okay. Come, let us win this thing at round one.
All right, Okango, 30 seconds. We've run out of time now.
We thank the people of Kenya for showing maturity so far. We have not seen elements of violence in this pre-election, we want to ask them to continue being together. And that's what Azimio la Umoja One Kenya is pushing for. Unity, unity, unity. Inclusivity, 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 and equity. We want to recognize also that we have got worthy competitors. We will not disparage them, but we'll compete with them on the basis of idea. And that's why you see my good friend here. When I get out of here, I'm going to buy him tea and just explain to him that what you did not get in the show, you can get in plain and white. So we encourage discussion. This is not, politics is not about enmity, it's about ideas. As we debate, let's debate with maturity, and I encourage this. But the most important thing is that I want to ask the people out there, let's celebrate small gains. We are approaching a situation where we are likely to have a female deputy president. The world has celebrated her. The people of Kenya are celebrating her. The East African community are celebrating her. Why not us? Okay. Their competitor is celebrating her. So you think it is the right thing. I want to ask them, as we debate, let's also debate on issues. Let's not go overboard and start talking of things that are not, cannot be substantiated. Okay. I wish the people of Kenya the best of luck as we start proper campaigns, because this is going to be the defining moment. The last stretch of 70, 60 days is that time. All right. We are going to win this election as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. Why? Because we have a candidate that has demonstrated that is deserved. And most importantly, it is the Kenyans that want him to be president this time, not himself. Okay. He has been told, Raila Odinga, this is your time. All right. Raila Odinga will be president.
We have to leave it there. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Simon Gikuru, ANC Secretary General, Frederick Okango, Secretary Political Affairs, KANU, were speaking to us this morning on the state of the race. 83 days to go. Remember, at the end of the day, you're the one who has the deciding vote. All right. No need to hate your neighbor. Just have a conversation, make your decision when the time comes, and we all live together happily ever after. All right. We'll take a quick break. See you just a bit.
Never that serious.
Thank you so much, Trevor, for having us.
Thank you.